So here we are. Chemo number 2.
Yes.
Oh, hot chocolate.
And a broken biscuit.
And a giant cookie with triple chocolate.
That'll do.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
On your steroids?
I'm on my steroids, yeah.
Honestly, everybody, she's bouncing around the house like a budgery on cocaine. Yeah, you are.
Why don't we turn this around and get us both on here?
Okay. All right, I'm just going to pause that.
Mm-hmm. That's better.
That's better. Where's my coffee?
I've got to get it.
You can get the coffee. So, Mrs. T is just going to get my coffee. First time ever.
Oh, rubbish. There's your coffee. And
There's your hot chocolate.
There's my hot chocolate.
Good. Right. So, we're ready.
We're sorted.
So, chemo number 2.
Yes.
Can't believe after this, we're a third of the way through this.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
So that's pretty good.
Well, third of the way through the chemo.
Third of the way through the chemo. We've still got HR. No.
Surgery.
Operation.
Surgery.
Hang on a second.
And hang on. Hi. We're on. We just got our chemo nurse. She's absolutely lovely. Comes through the door.
Calm down.
Shut up. For what's the word? Confidentiality. You won't see her. You only see her hands, which is great. She hasn't said she wants to be a major movie star today, actually.
No.
She's giggling in the background now. Lovely. Anyway, yeah. So yeah. Third of the way through, then we've got the surgery, and then we've got the radiotherapy and everything else. But that's miles off.
Hold on, I'm just going to stop Mrs. T. Do you want to do what you need to do first? Okay. So we'll come back to you in a second. Mrs. T's on the bed.
I'm on bed.
And we're going to access the port now.
Yeah, so you're going to pick the...
So I'm going to pick the phone up,
yeah,
and then I'm going to come over there, and then we're going to
so that we can see.
show you. So if you're squeamish, right, you're going to see here something going into the skin. If you don't want to see that, then turn away, and I will tell you when it's all good to look again. So bear with us. Okay.
Yeah, it's on there.
Right. So there's the porthole.
It's all sort of you can still see some of the sort of glue that you stuck together, but it's really healing well. And there's a sort of like a little disc underneath there that's quite squidgy. And my lovely nurse has just told me that there's sort of like a gripper needle that goes onto there. So she's going to show us how she's going to access it.
And if the camera sort of falls over,
I'll pick you up on the floor later. I'm not doing it right away.
I've gone down. So there we go.
It's very clever.
It is. We as nurses love a port, so it's going to feel a bit cold.
So that's the sort of the disinfectant, or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Do you call it? It's not disinfectant.
No, it's chlorhexidine. So yeah, it does make the area clean. So
my shower I had this morning just doesn't cut it.
Your what?
The shower that I had this morning just doesn't cut it, making it clean. You did say it was a bit tender, didn't you?
Yeah, sorry, I do have to
No problems.
hold on to it a little bit.
Right, going in now.
And if you have a nice deep breath in and out.
Oh,
well
yes.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
So as it goes on, it will be less sort of, but it's a bit bruised. It's a foreign body.
Right.
It will become less swollen.
Did that hurt?
It was a sharp pain.
A sharp pain, not a scratch.
No,
Probably not the right
having your
description.
leg,
No,
there you go, blood
no.
coming
Oh,
out.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
So
look.
it's working beautifully,
Good.
Perfect.
and so we're getting good blood flow back, which is what we want.
My blood is red.
It is.
Good.
So is that what you're going to use to test in the blood tests then, or is that just
so I'm going to take some blood results from this now.
right?
Just a couple of bottles.
Oh, just a couple of bottles.
We'll leave you with some.
Take
Oh,
some
good.
for next time as well. Zoom in on there so we can just have a
Yeah, of course.
bit of a look on the port. Look
Oh.
at that.
I think it's funny that I've got a port on the starboard side.
Very good. I like that.
Right, well, we'll let the nurse finish what she needs to do, and we'll come back to you again shortly.
Okay. Well, I hope that was interesting.
I've just picked myself up off the floor. I haven't actually. I'm not that much of a wuss.
No.
I want to.
I was amazed at this sort of when it went in.
Yeah, but she said it hasn't really healed since you had it last week.
And she said as it heals better, it will disappear a bit more. It's still inflamed from the surgery. But she was saying that a port is so much better than a PICC line, because do you remember you had
Yes,
the PICC line
yeah.
last year? And that sort of dangled out of your arm. At least this one only dangles for a little while I'm having
And then they'll
treatments, and then
disconnect
they'll
it.
disconnect me
Yeah.
again, and then the skin will then just heal over where that little one prick is, and I can have showers and it'll be waterproof, and I can go
Jobs are
swimming
good
if I
one.
want to.
Yeah.
Not that I
I would
necessarily
say you
go
hate swimming.
Well, I only get my
Yeah.
hair wet. That's the reason why I don't go so well. I can't see. I get my hair wet and I can't see underwater.
Cancer
without
hasn't
glasses.
improved their sense of humour, by the way. Anyway, so they've taken bloods. Notice I'm always the one that has to bring it back to where we are.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. They've taken the bloods.
Yeah.
They've said it's going to be an hour before we get the bloods back.
And then if everything's all right,
They'll pump the chemo into
they'll
you.
pump the number 2 chemo in.
Yeah. In the meantime, a lady's going to come round and ask us what we want for lunch.
Yes.
And apparently you've got some reflexology
Yes,
this
I've got
morning.
somebody coming to sit on my feet.
There you go.
So
And this is all because we're private. And again, it's not because we're super rich. You know, I know loads of people have private medical insurance at work, and this is what it does for you. It's because we have private medical insurance at work. We've got this.
I think though they're trying to mirror it in the NHS systems as well, and that's also where Macmillan come in. I think people like Macmillan and Cancer UK and all these other wonderful charities, I think there's Maggie's in Cambridge as well, they all offer free reflexology sessions as well. So that's why we're trying to help the charities as well with our donations.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an all-round help for research, for end of life care, for financial matters, for just general everyday chemo worries and extras that you can get. So you know, although it is nice to have, and it's in the private hospitals as well, you can get them all of this stuff with NHS. All you have to do is ask for it, and it will be funded by somebody.
Yeah. So, I think we'll go back on pause again, and we'll come back once we've had the blood results.
And we're just about to go in.
We're about to go into chemo. Or unless you start having reflexology and they don't mind us showing that, whatever that is.
All new to us, never had that before.
So we'll come back to you in a minute.
Bye.
So we've got an explanation.
Exciting.
Yes.
Right, ignore this.
Yeah,
Ignore this. This is nothing.
This
to
is
do
like
with
an
it.
Alice the Dummy, isn't it? For
So what you've got, this is what Mrs. T's got inside her. She's got
my nipples are bigger than that.
so her breasts.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not going there. So what she's got below the skin is, it's like a little button. You can see that there. And if I was to press and play with Mrs. T's, that's what you'd see. So there is a button or something there. And what they did to get that in there, they sliced the skin open, not like this.
No, it's only a tiny bit
There's just
there.
a tiny bit around the button, but this is going to allow me to show you
What's
what it
underneath,
looks
yeah.
like inside. So if you can imagine, inside Mrs. T's body is one of these, okay?
Look
And
at
that's
that.
and what it does, it sits in between the ribs, and it's just a little button that went in like that.
And it's got what I didn't understand was how the needle can go in and make sure it's getting the right place. If you look on the back, it's a closed back,
Yeah, right. So it goes in there.
and it's a squidgy sort of
And then
silicon
obviously
disc there.
This here goes to the heart.
Yeah.
So anything that goes in here means it goes to the heart, and the heart pumps it straight around the body straight
Yeah.
away. And also with the blood, if they want to take blood samples,
Yeah.
they're taking the fresh blood from the heart.
Yeah, so the needle, she was doing whatever she was doing, feeling to make sure she could feel the back, so she could feel the whole thing, and then she inserted the needle in this silicon bit, and then of course that's then started to drain from there, and the chemo will push it to there.
And then-
I think it's ever so clever.
And that sits in between the ribs.
I don't think it actually sits in between the ribs,
Or
but it's still
breastbone,
sitting in a
yeah.
breastbone or
Then
something.
The skin was,
It was cut just that little tiny
Yeah.
bit there, if you remember
and
rightly.
then that's what sits underneath. So I hope that shows you all,
I think that's really
if
clever.
you've got to have a port,
What it is.
what it is. And I remember when you had the op, if you go back to Mrs. T having the op, you'll see that it wasn't a huge operation, was it?
No, I'm just turning it round. I'm just going to turn. I can't turn this round. Bear with me. It wasn't a huge operation, but as you can see here, there was a little nick at the top here, and then a nick here. So I should imagine what he's done is he's put that in there, and then he's used this nick here to sort of like put the long bit with the silicone disc, the tube, attach the tube to the silicone disc, and he's got two entry areas, so it doesn't have to have a great big opening, if you see what I mean. So yeah.
And today it's done a bit, didn't it, when they put it into you? But that was only expected. So, so we'll go back and pause. So from me, Mrs. T, and the spare chest.
We're going to have to find a name for the spare chest. It can't just be called spare chest.
We'll see you all again in a few minutes.
Bye.
Back again. That was an interesting one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just had the lady in from Maggie's.
Yes, and she was talking about all the wonderful things that they can do. Got a free counselling session, had lots of tears.
Both of us just basically broke down in that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
A bit of a meltdown.
Yeah.
It's good to talk. I think that's something that
Yeah.
we sometimes don't bottle it up. We just
Try to ignore it.
we try to ignore some of it,
Yeah.
and
When somebody specifically asks you to open up, and you do, that's when it hits, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll be right.
well, so it's a down moment at the moment.
We've just had some anti-sickness drilled into me, and now I've got saline drip for the next half an hour to flush that through my system to make
So
sure.
the bloods are back, and that's
Yeah, bloods are back.
good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've ordered lunch. There you go. That's a positive.
I've got barbecue pork steaks again today.
And I've got a jacket potato with cheese and beans.
Yeah.
There you go. Win-win. And I think you still need the reflexology.
Oh yes, the lady hasn't come and done my reflexology yet, but apparently that's another reason to bawl later on.
Oh, it's going to be a good day. It's wonderful. Anyway, we'll come back to you again soon.
Yep, see
We might be in a better position, but if we're not, it's warts and alls today. Lovely. So, lots happening. There's the chemo.
There's the Lelo bag.
Really?
Sound dramatic.
So that's chemo coming down the drip, going into the arm and
In there.
plugged into the paw. How you feeling?
Good.
Good, yeah. Had lots of people in, haven't we? We've had
Yeah.
the dietitian in.
Yeah.
Interestingly, has told you not to keep taking all these supplements you're taking.
Because the liver can't cope with, well, my liver's coping really well with them, but mostly the liver isn't designed to have all of this stuff chucked through it, and the supplements will only go through all of the liver to be processed as well, and they can't, because they're sort of shop bought supplements, they can't really regulate them, so they don't know what's coming into me, so they don't know what's being processed. So she said what I should have is just the food. So like the chemo chicken is perfect because it's got pretty much all the supplements, then lots more fatty dairy products, heavy cream, yogurt, not low fat yogurt, so fatty yogurt, whole milk, all sorts of things like that really. Keep up with the blueberries and the fruit and the...
Just take vitamin D, that was all.
That's it, she said 10 milligrams, so I don't even need the triple strength vitamin D that I'm taking. And the vitamin D helps the body to absorb the calcium. Did you pick that up?
I did say to the nurse at one point, when are you going? Because I need to snooze.
It has been like Piccadilly Circus in here this morning, and I still haven't seen the reflexologist.
Or lunch.
Or lunch, that's coming soon.
That's coming here. In fact, I should complain.
No, you won't.
So chemo's up, be about an hour or so.
Yep.
And then they flush you through.
They do.
Then we start steroids and anti-sickness and all the other bits that go with it.
No, done that.
Done that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, I have them orally when I go home. So this is this lasts an hour. I think they're going to flush me through afterwards.
Yeah, I'm sure they flush you
So
through.
this lasts an hour, and then I have an hour's or half an hour, an hour's worth of flushing through afterwards.
Yeah.
And then I'll be fit to go.
Brilliant.
And then I can
Perfect. I love you, my dear.
I love you too.
And we'll see you all again very soon. It's going beep, Mrs. T.
It is. It means I'm at the end of my confusion.
You're at the end of your confusion.
Yes.
Here it is. It's a pretty. Here comes
Here
our
she comes,
lifesaver.
Lifesaver. She's
So the nurse came and kicked it, and it shut it up.
Yeah, I
I
think.
should do that to you.
What?
Kick you so it shuts you up.
I never upset you with my constant bickering, talking.
Yeah. So Mrs. T's finished lunch,
It's a lovely lunch. Enjoyed it.
and
I'm full up now.
full up. So Reflexology will be here
Yes,
shortly,
yes.
and you can have a snooze.
Now then, she didn't really want to be filmed on her reflexology.
But I don't think we should.
No, I don't think it should. But it was very interesting. I've never had reflexology before, and she.
And
said,
you still haven't.
No, I haven't yet either. And she said that for those that don't know what reflexology is, like people like me, apparently there are 7,000
Nerve
endings in your feet that mirror everything that's going on in your body. Who'd have known? Who'd have thought? And she said that something or others, in other words, your nervous system, is attacked by the chemotherapy, and it sometimes kills some of the nerve endings. And so what her remit is, or what she tries to do, is to stimulate some of that nerve endings or whatever, so that they don't fall asleep and die or whatever. So if you ever get the chance of having reflexology when you're on your chemo treatment, sounds like it's a great thing to do. And I'll tell you afterwards how I feel.
I nearly broke out in a sweat though, because she was saying she does it to husbands and men as well.
Yeah, if they want it, you don't like people touching
I'd
your
rather
feet.
run through the hospital with a mankini on than do that.
Well, that's a vision, isn't it?
For who?
Anybody that's thinking it.
No, honestly, don't touch my feet. Don't let her touch. Don't try and ask her to touch my feet.
No.
I know it's not about me. It's all about you. And trust me, it would be about me if you did.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna have a bit of reflexology. Chemo's. We're about 15 minutes away from chemo stopping.
No, 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
but then
2 or 3.
you've got your
Then I've
bag
also,
of juice
got a
on
bag
there.
of,
You've got a
something.
vodka and tonic going in.
Yeah, that's going to flash me through.
Flash you through, and then we've got steroids, anti-sickness
No,
drugs,
the steroids and
antibiotics.
No, none of that's all oral later. Oh, sugar! I've got to take my pills. I've got to take my steroid
I'll
pills.
say your pill.
No, I've got to take my steroid pills with my lunch. I nearly forgot to do
Okay,
that. So.
well let's do that now, and then we'll come back later. Cheers.
Hello.
So chemo's finished.
Chemo's finished. I'm on flush.
Chemo's down. We're on flushing through now. You've just had some more steroids.
No, I haven't.
No, what have you just had then?
Nothing. Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry, yeah.
Jeez.
I took me little
God.
pills, didn't I? Yeah, you were about that steroids. Yeah.
Help me, please.
Yeah, sorry.
So, just had some more steroids, haven't you?
I've got memory of a fish.
Not a budgerigar. Oh, God, help me. So, yeah. How are you feeling?
I'm actually starting to feel tired again.
Really? Well, okay. All right. So, what do they say? About 10 minutes on the flush? And then we just have to see what happens next. Still waiting for reflexology. Here we go.
Hello, have you had your dessert? Yes. That's nice. You just checked to make sure I've got my afters.
See, I would have said, no, I haven't had it.
I can't eat another thing, and you don't want it.
Oh,
Well, no, you said you didn't want half of my afters.
that's because I thought you needed it.
Well, you could have asked.
Doesn't matter anyway. That was housekeeping, asking Mrs. T if she wanted some more ice cream.
I don't.
No.
Can't fat enough as it is. No, so reflexology after this is done, and then we can go home.
Yay, for snooze.
Yeah, I might have a snooze this afternoon.
Okay, well, we'll keep
I
you
might do
posted.
some more work, see how I feel.
You will not. Absolutely will not. See? It's bleeping again. You've got to count to 10 and then it gives you a big electric shock.
Yeah.
4, 5, wait for the shock. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Are we there?
Yeah.
Right, having it taken out now.
Not the port.
No, but
Just
the
the
needle.
needle.
The needle coming out of the port. Get to see how big the needle is.
Well, we saw it when it went in.
Well, I didn't see it yet, did I?
Because I was
Looking away.
looking.
You are funny.
I didn't want to see that big thing.
It's only a little one, apparently.
I think you find is about 16 inches long.
Well, that would have really put me to the back of the bed, really, wouldn't it? Pinned me to the back of the bed, and that wouldn't have been any good.
Only hope. Right, here we go.
Are we? Well, we've got to prepare first.
Sorry?
We've got to prepare or something, haven't we?
Here we go.
There we go, look. Ooh, how exciting.
So we're just flushing it first.
I'll flush it first.
Keep it patent.
Oh, okay. To keep it what?
Patent, to keep it working.
Oh, right.
Flushing the saline and a little bit of heparin, it just keeps the line from blocking.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, I can smell it. It smells
Oh, yeah,
fresh
that's
and clean.
That's the cleansel.
Oh, right, yeah.
Thinny wipe.
Thinny wipe.
The bleach.
The bleach.
Yes.
Oh, it's really funny. When I had the port done, when I had the local anaesthetic that goes in it took away all of my suntan and it made it all bleached.
Yeah.
And it took ages to come back again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really weird.
Surgeon said it was because it stressed it or something. It was
I don't know
the
what he said.
adrenaline in the skin or
I thought it said adrenaline, but it couldn't have been adrenaline. Surely not adrenaline. I think it was local anaesthetic.
anaesthetic.
I would imagine lidocaine, yeah.
Oh,
Don't get, if you hear a thump, it's me falling over.
okay. He is
I'll
funny.
just close my eyes
Yeah.
as you remove that. So anybody that wants to look away,
Don't look away, you won't be. Suddenly it'll go up a ceiling, we'll all miss it. Oh, look.
look away now.
Just coming out.
Look at that, look, a tiny little pinprick.
I don't know if you can see.
Oh, look, in the needle, look.
Needle there.
Oh, wow. That's,
It's
look,
a
goes,
safety sharp, so it's
go,
Oh,
goes
okay,
up,
yeah.
it sort of tucks in nicely. That's very clever,
This is
isn't
about
it?
6 foot long.
6 foot long.
So there we go.
And then that will just be like a little pinprick that I would normally have in my arm. And that will just
Yeah.
clear up.
I'm just going to dress it.
Okay.
So it doesn't go on your clothes.
Yeah. Did that hurt at all?
I could feel the needle coming out,
Ooh.
but no, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. Good. So,
I just
wakey.
That was lovely.
Just had your feet reflexed.
I did.
Was that nice?
It was. I felt myself drifting off at least 3 times that I knew.
So she was here for what, 45 minutes, I
Was it
think.
45 minutes?
I think
was
so,
it?
yeah, 3/4 of an hour.
That was really lovely.
Good. So just chill out now until they come in and throw you out. Carry on snoozing.
Anyway, so
Sorry, we'll finish it off now? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I should just fall asleep and
Okay.
whatever.
So we'll leave you here then. A day full of different emotions,
Lots of different emotions today.
but chemo number 2 done.
Yes, all done.
33.33% reoccurring of the way through your chemo, which is brilliant. But yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. Thanks
Thank you.
everybody for your comments of
And
support.
thanks for the support, yes.
Yeah.
And don't forget to donate to Macmillan. There'll be another
If
comment.
you can donate to Macmillan, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we'll keep you updated with how Mrs. T progresses through this stint of chemo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for your
Thanks
support.
everybody.
Take care.
Take care. Bye for now.